Come on and go to the higher atmosphere, higher consciousness. Tap into spirit as we sing this song. You are my strength, strength like no other, strength like no other reaches to me. Sing. You are my strength, strength like no other, strength like no other reaches to me. And you know what else? You are my peace, peace like no other, peace like no other reaches to me. Sing with me. You are my peace, peace that surpasses all understanding, peace like no other. When I tap into spirit, peace like no other. I get peace like no other. It reaches to me. In the fullness of your grace, by the power in this space, you lift me up. We flying today, y'all. You lift me up. Help me, voices. In the fullness of your grace, by the power in this you space, lift me up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You lift me up. Whoa, unfailing love, unfailing love, stronger than mountains, deeper than oceans, and it reaches to me. Say, unfailing love, your love never fails, stronger than mountains, and I know it's stronger than mountains, deeper It's the best I can get. Strength like no other. And it reaches to me, yeah. Reaches to me. Ooh, yeah. Reaches to me. Take it up, take it up, take it up. Reaches to me.
Wow. Well, that's for sure, huh? I mean, God is our strength. I tell you, though, to stand in front of all these amazing people, whether you see them out loud singing and performing or the band, it's all the people behind the scenes. That's what gives me strength. As I often say, if I can't look good in front of all these people, I need to go get another career. I just want to humbly say that you are as good as the people that you are surrounded by. And I feel tremendously honored with the board of trustees and all the people here that give every Sunday to be online with all of you. So, blessings. So, a 15-year-old in downtown New York is telling his mom the following late morning how he had an encounter the night before that two men came up to him and said, "Give us your wallet." He said, "Oh, no. Give us your wallet now." "No, I will not. I want your wallet. We're going to get your wallet. We have a gun." "No, I am not giving you my wallet." "Well, we could attack you. We're robbers." "No, you're not giving me. I'm not giving you my wallet." Mom says, "Son, I can't believe, why wouldn't you just, you don't understand, why wouldn't you just give them your wallet?" And he said, "Mom, my learner's permit is in there." That's something that's very crucial when we talk about freedom. It's something that's very necessary when we talk about inclusion and diversity. We talk about the need and the value for common sense. For common sense, as Rebecca Mooney said before, of learning really the truths that are real other than the truths that convenient people made up. Or a truth because they wanted to sell you something, or a truth because they wanted to keep you enslaved in your mind, you see. And so when you look at one of the most important things as a spiritual person that you will ever have in your life is your learner's permit. And under no circumstances outside of yourself do you ever want to give that up. I have said many times over 30 years, when you hear me say, "Oh, I know that, and I know that, and I know that, and I know all of that," somebody, I pray, will be brave and bold enough to say, "Go sit down." Because it is a learning, and when you are investing in all these conversations about everybody else and what they ought to be doing, put on your learner's permit and ask yourself, what are you doing? Turn to the person beside you and go, what are you doing? What are you doing for the change? I meant that literally. What are you doing? Because we are calling for something mighty and something bold. I'm talking today from Scripture, Jeremiah 33:3. You can look it up. "Call to me and I will answer you and tell you great things and unsearchable things that you do not know. Call to me and I will answer you and I will give you answers." It doesn't say go to the media and everything you know will be there. Tune in to 24/7 and all your answers will be revealed to you. It's like Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith says, the news is already an older paradigm by the time it gets to you. We're working with unsearchable things about a world that we're holding right here and right now. I'm affirming in freedom. To me, freedom is being empowered. Freedom is knowing there's only one source in the universe that created you and you are in perfect alignment. And the only thing you're asked to do is be yourself. And why do we feel a need that be so hard? The reason it's hard is the majority of you aren't being yourself. You're people-pleasing somebody else. or you've been sold a set of goods, or you're buying a product that's telling you if you don't do that, you're not okay. You are immense and made of the creative spirit in which you live and move and have your being. So today is about empowerment. It's about self-empowerment. It's about you holding the awareness that you carry the vibration for everybody that you are in contact with. And if you feel that they are not in alignment, it's because you're not in alignment. If you feel they don't have enough energy as change agents, it's because you don't have enough energy as change agents. If you feel that they are not connected and that they're divided, and you talk about your daughter and your cousin and your aunt and your uncle and your mama and your papa people, it's calling you to lift the vibration so the domino effect will affect everyone. That's the way it works. And that's the way it happens in empowerment. It reminds me of this story of the construction workers that every day they meet at the table to have lunch. And every day, without fail, the guy opens his lunch box and he says, "Peanut butter and jelly again?" You know, and his co-workers kind of look at him like, And it's like he says it every time. And finally one of them says, "Oh, why don't you ask your wife to make you something different?" He said, "Oh, I'm not married. I make my own lunch." It's that you. It's the you. It's the every word of complaint and criticizing and condemning and being righteous about anything that you see. How is it integrated within you? Because until it is integrated in you, you will create consistently with cause and effect, dividing and separation. Dividing and separation. Can you get that? Can you hold that? Turn to somebody and kind of elbow them a little bit. Give them a little truth slap. And I'm gonna do it for myself. Oh yeah. It's that awareness. There was a young couple and they had booked a honeymoon suite. And so it was in the wee hours of the night that they arrived, and they were so disappointed when they opened the door and it's just a couch and a chair, and then they discover it's a let-out bed on the couch. And they're like, oh my gosh, what a disappointment. And you know what those let-out, those sofa sleepers are. They are not easy on your being. So the next day, the new husband goes down to the hotel manager and says, "I can't believe this. This is so awful. I can't believe that this is what you considered the honeymoon suite." And the guy said, "Well, describe it to me." And he said, "Just what I just did." And he said, "Well, you didn't open the door?" He said, "Well, there was a door there, but we thought it was a closet." He said, "No, go back and open the door." He opened the door, and there was the honeymoon suite with the chocolate and the flowers and everything they could possibly dream of. That's what I'm inviting you to do today. I'm inviting you to open the door. I'm inviting you to take full ownership of your life. I'm inviting you to really look at everything that you were chattering about and ask yourself, what does it have to do with me? Because you're going to find your answer is it has everything to do with you, because it's the space. If you feel like people don't get you, you don't get yourself. If you feel like you're not valued, you're not valuing yourself. If you feel like, well, people don't want to come and be in your community, it's because you don't want to go and be in your community. It all goes back to that expression, you see? It's all about that energy. If it's not working for you, it's working for you to get a new awareness. Does this work? Is this connecting with any of you? $5 here, $20 over there. Okay, good. I'm very glad. It's just a space because it just touches my soul when I talk about freedom, because I still see with discernment so few people that know that they are free. Right? Knowing that you are free. There's nothing to prove. There's nothing to convince. It's about the excitement and enjoy. It's like Norman Vincent Peale said, self-discovery, true self-discovery isn't about rearranging, it's about changing. It's about changing. So stand in the space of clarifying and knowing with all your heart that your life begins today. Say it with me. Your life begins today. This is the day you claim your life. This is the day you step into your power. This is the day you are energized by Spirit. This is the day that you are connected. This is the day you let go of blame, of shame, of guilt, of somebody else's story. This is the day that you create your life starting now with freedom. That's it. That's what it's all about. It's like Einstein was on a train and he was going to Princeton and he lost his ticket. And the guy working the train said, "Oh, don't be concerned, Dr. Einstein. I know who you are. Don't be concerned. It's okay." And so in a little while, he comes back by, the cabin guy, and he goes, "Dr. Einstein, I've already told you it doesn't matter. We know who you are. It's okay. You don't need your ticket." He said, "Son, I know who I am. I just don't remember where I'm going." And to me, that is what it's like to carry a learner's permit. That's what it's like to own that you really believe, that you really believe, that you really believe, that you really believe what you say you are. Is that the key is to know who you are. I am that which I am. I am that which has created all that has ever been. I am that energetic field. I don't know where I'm going. And that is your best day. Is to not know where you're going, to not know where the relationship's going, to not know where your friendship's going, to not know where your lunch is going, to not know where your love life is going, to not know where your career is going, to not know where your celebrity-itis is going. To not know is the best gift you could ever give yourself, because what it means is you won't keep creating with human realities. You will open a vessel for the Spirit of God to create something that you've never thought of. You'll open the door to that honeymoon suite and you'll go, "Oh my gosh, this is so much more than what I ever dreamed of, so much more than what I ever realized. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my." Please get that. When you need to know, you are creating with human conditions, not creative, infinite intelligence conditions. Are you with me? Get that. Write that down. Put it in your comments. Claim it for yourself, because you will keep repeating and rearranging your life instead of bam. I know who I am. I don't know where I'm going. Woohoo! Oh my, I can fly. As Reverend Richard said, I can fly. One of my greatest quotes is, "There's one thing stronger than all the army of the world, and that's an idea whose time has come." That idea is you, my friend. We have lots of armies. Some are more obvious. Some are more obvious. Right now, people feel, the army is COVID. But use your own due diligence and the wisdom of knowing how it impacts you and remembering who you are, and you don't know where you're going, and call a fourth spirit. We learn all these spiritual tools so we can use them, not so we can keep them behind the door. Yes? We have all these studies and practices, so when it comes time for something magnificent that we don't understand what it is or how it's going to work out, that's when we're called to step in. Don't bow down, bow out. Don't give up, get bigger. That's what the truth is. That's what it's calling us to do. I'm mindful of the two dogs at the dog park. All right? You have a Great Dane and you have a little Chihuahua. And the Chihuahua's taking on the Great Dane, barking and chatting, and the Great Dane's just looking down going, "Really? Why can that?" You might wonder, you might even ask, how can that Chihuahua do that? It's innate within nature. It's innate. It's innate to not know you're limited. You naturally didn't know you were limited till someone told you. No, you did not know you couldn't do anything till somebody told you couldn't do anything. You bought into a bunch of hoopla, mambo, jumbo, junko, And it's not the truth of your being. You're in pain because you're living somebody else's truth, not your own. You are inconvenienced. You have issues with finances. You have back problems because you're carrying somebody else's belief systems that don't belong to you, because you are settling for little chihuahua when you are destined for anything that is possible. When you talk about the Spirit, and we talk about on Sunday how, Spirit is guiding us, and it's so interesting because I felt really called in my heart to share a story with you, and then I hear Reverend Wanda talking about a Band-Aid, and how we all are in sync today, and how we don't talk about any of this because we don't ever half the time know what we're going to do because we don't need to. We just know who we are, right? Caught myself on that one. But I was thinking about a few years ago, I had several people over to my home, and I have a Duncan Fife table, and it has clamps on each end. It's a very old table, but I love antiques. So anyway, I'm going to stay on track. So it has clamps on it, and so I kind of lean down, in an unnoticeable way, and I go to clamp the table. Well, when I did that, it clamped on my finger. And when it did, let me tell you, it was extremely painful. And when I could talk and say what had happened and how it had gone into 2 or 3 layers of my finger, almost to the bone, it felt like all of a sudden it's like people wanted to help, and BB, and let's get a Band-Aid, and let's put it on top of there, and let's cover it up, and let's do this, and let's do that. And as much as I appreciated it, and initially I was responding to others, and I put the Band-Aid on, and I went, okay, and then I went, but now I can't see it. And I remembered Ernest Holmes, and I remembered that sometime, he had cut his arm, and people were running to cover it up, and he said, cover it up? I don't want you to cover it up. You're going to take away from what the intelligent experience can be. You're going to take away from the vibration of me being able to watch God in action and the creative spirit that's going to heal this. No, I need this cut to be there because I'm going to watch it, and I wouldn't miss that for anything. I wouldn't miss that for anything. We don't know where COVID's going. We don't know where Black Lives Matter. We do not know where it's going, but we know who we are. We know who we are, and we don't want to be in the way of covering anything up. We don't want to be pretending and putting it under the rug. We want to hold it in the space of, we have no idea how it's going to work out, but we are going to look at it. We're not going to cover it up until we see the evolution of that. What if all the founders of Unity took all the feedback they initially got in the 1800s? You think it's hard for you to talk about unity right now in 2020 and tell somebody you work with to come to church? What do you think the Fillmores went through? You have nothing to be concerned about because you have a global movement that's behind you. Be a trailblazer. Be a trailblazer. And, I just want you to be aware, I know it's because I haven't spoken in a Sunday in a while, so I am. Anytime you get into that energy of ASAP, I need this ASAP, I want this change ASAP, it really stands for, as an acronym, always say a prayer. Always say a prayer. Align with that. Align with that spirit. Charles Fillmore defined consciousness in the Revealing Word when he said it's a composite of ideas and thoughts and emotions and sensations. Freedom from within. Freedom from within comes when we create in our minds the freedom from believing the stories that we have told ourselves. And we align our ideas and our thoughts and our emotions together in those sensations and the knowledge that who we are divine beings. Wow. In closing, there was an auto repair guy that a customer had come in and pointed out all the dents and bruises on its car. And the customer said, and this I happened, and I had this wreck, and I'd failed to have it fixed. So the auto repairman was very excited. It was like his first year on the job, and he was just wanting to do the best and become known as the best. So when he had called the customer and told him to come and pick up the car, well, he was kind of surprised because the customer was complaining, and the customer was moaning and pointing out, well, this isn't right, and that's a different color, and this doesn't match. And finally he said, you know what, ma'am, I get it, but that's not the side of the car you asked me to repair. What side in your mind are you on? The spirit side or the human made-up side? Which side of the law are you allowing to work through you? Human law or spirit law? That's your question. Look at your life. Look at what you feel could be repaired and claim it as the greater reality of who you are. Allow yourself the truth of what freedom really means. Bless you. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
When I am down and oh, my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burden me, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. There's no life without its hunger. Each restless heart beats so imperfectly. But when you come and I am filled with wonder, sometimes I think I glimpse eternity. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up. You raise me up. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Let us connect energetically and hold in your visual eye and in your third chakra. Yes, the world. The world that doesn't need you to change it. That's your world you need to change. It's a world that has its heart open because your heart is open. Yeah. Let us open our hearts today with the unity prayer. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. For God is amazing. And all the time, God